Hey folks, the Hero of Hyrule that we all know and love has had his story told time and time again, across thousands of years, splitting down 3 timeline branches, taking place in a variety of settings, and all adventures in their own unique ways. Every time a legend is told, we could be looking at a different version of Link. From the hero of the skies to the hero of the wild. Some iterations of Link have an adventure over the course of just one game. Some continue the story in sequels, such as the Wind Waker's Link carrying on that adventure in Phantom Hourglass. Continuing an adventure sounds like a good thing, there's more to the story. However, not every hero has a positive story to tell. Some stories that go on don't end well. In today's video, I want to tell the lore and story behind the Hero of Hyrule that everyone forgot about. A tragic tale that begins with adventure, triumph and success, but ends in a bitter, lonely conclusion. Be sure to go and grab yourself a delicious snack and drink, folks. Or, if you're currently fasting, grab one later. Subscribe if you aren't already for more fabulous Zelda content from myself, and let's get into this one. This tale begins with the fan-favourite Hero of Time, from the story told to us in Ocarina of Time. In this adventure, Link is a young boy raised in the protection of the Kokiri Forest. Whilst Hylian born, he was raised around the Kokiri and grew up in their whimsical home deep within the Lost Woods. It was a truly magical childhood. The game opens with him being called upon by the Great Deku Tree, who sent Navi, his now fairy companion, to fetch Link and bring him to the Guardian of the Forest, which is where this grand adventure kicks off. After taking on the opening dungeon within the tree, and being told that the future of Hyrule depends on him, Link sets off to find Princess Zelda at Hyrule Castle, and it's here that he learns of the great danger that Hyrule is facing, by the name of Ganondorf. The King of Evil, who has sworn false allegiance to the King of Hyrule, something which Princess Zelda could sense. With those feelings, she tasks Link with retrieving the spiritual stones, one of which he already got from the Great Deku Tree. Following this, Link sets off to retrieve them, and through battling giant reptiles and electric jellyfish, he successfully retrieves the stones. On his return, he runs into Zelda a wee bit early. As he approaches the Castletown moat on a stormy night, he encounters Link and Impa fleeing on horseback. As the pair race past, the young Princess Zelda throws the Ocarina of Time into the moat. Closely behind them is Ganondorf, seeking to rule the world. He chases on, leaving Link to grab the ocarina from the water. With the instrument in hand, he hears a telepathic call from Princess Zelda, instructing him to head to the Temple of Time, and with the 3 spiritual stones, play the Song of Time to reveal the temple's secret. After doing so, Link discovers the secret back room of the temple, the chamber in which the Blade of Evil's Bane resides. The boy, turning man on this courageous adventure, draws the blade, and in a matter of moments, is warped through time 7 years into the future. This happened because as Link drew the blade, Ganondorf snuck in to gain access to the Sacred Realm, which the Master Sword was the final key to entering. This is how Ganondorf would manage to steal the power of the Triforce, making him king and ruling the land of Hyrule. Link was stuck here for 7 years, as when he drew the blade, whilst his destiny, he was too young to be the Hero of Time. This is explained to him by Rauru, one of the 7 ancient sages. His adventure resumes 7 years on as adult Link, and the goal is now to awaken the other sages in order to use the Sage Seal to put an end to Ganondorf's reign. After traversing through several dungeons, battling against countless foes and grueling his way through thick and thin, Link travels across the land, awakens the sages, and reunites with Princess Zelda to head straight for Ganondorf's castle. Scaling the massive fortress the King of Evil had built, Link comes face to face with Ganondorf. After a tough fight going tit for tat with the Gerudo, Link bests the king. But this would not be the end. The castle began to collapse. Link and Zelda rush down the floors and just escape in the nick of time, left looking at the rubble. Assuming Ganondorf was well and truly dead now, the pair were left in shock as a body emerged from the destruction. Ganondorf rose into the air and transformed into his purest form of evil, Ganon. The final showdown between Link and Ganon takes place. A hack, slash and slugfest between blades takes place, ultimately resulting with Link, alongside Zelda and the sages, putting an end to the King of Evil's reign over Hyrule. Link's story in Ocarina of Time is truly a classic hero's tale. A young boy living a whimsical life in an enchanted woodland takes on a quest from the local magical talking tree deity, which soon turns into a quest to not just save the princess of the kingdom, but the kingdom itself, from a great evil that only he could stop. Link is the chosen hero of this time, and he succeeds. But the ending of Ocarina of Time wraps things up in a bittersweet fashion for the hero. After the chaos, Link and Zelda stand face to face. With the task set out now complete, Princess Zelda sends Link back in time to right the wrongs and allow him to live out the 7 years that were taken from him. Whilst reasonable, this would go on to severely affect Link's mental state in the long run. This highly accomplished hero, boy turned man, retriever of the spiritual stones, waker of sages, slayer of Ganon, the hero of time and all he did would not be remembered. Going back in time took him to where he began. Before he had saved Hyrule, nobody would know of these great accomplishments apart from himself and Princess Zelda. He couldn't go and tell those he grew up with of his grand adventure. Nobody could praise his efforts to ensure their safety and well-being. The hero of time is the hero who lost to time. To add salt to the wound, after being sent back, his fairy companion departs in mysterious fashion, which sets up for the prologue of this game's sequel, Majora's Mask. Not long after the ending of Ocarina of Time, Link sets off to try and find Navi. Despite serious warning not to, Link is traversing through the Lost Woods, which sparks the events of Majora's Mask as he encounters the Skull Kid under the influence of Majora's Mask. Now, this video is not about to become a debate on whether the events of Majora's Mask were or were not a dream Link had while unconscious, or an entirely alternative world, or even Link being dead. We're not going into that one. Whatever you choose to believe on Majora's Mask, all you need to know for the sake of this video is that during the events of Majora's Mask, the Hero of Time takes on a second grand adventure, this time to stop the moon from falling and destroying Termina. Venturing through 4 dungeons, helping out people via side quests, and putting a stop to the evil that lies within Majora's Mask. The hero is successful once again. The people of Termina celebrate his accomplishment of saving the land. It's sometime between the ending of this adventure and the events of the next game in the timeline, Twilight Princess, that things get dark for the hero. At the end of Majora's Mask, during the credits, we see Link return to the Lost Woods of Hyrule that he began this adventure in. With equipment he got from Termina, he rides Epona through the woods further, resuming his search for Navi. The next game in the timeline following the ending of Majora's Mask is Twilight Princess. Though this story takes place around 100 years after the events of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. The Hero of Twilight is a different iteration of Link, so why is this game relevant to the Forgotten Hero? Well, we meet a character in Twilight Princess who is believed to be the very same hero we once knew. Not long into the game, Link encounters a golden wolf standing in front of him. If approached, the wolf lunges for Link and transports him to another realm within Hyrule of sorts, almost an echolocation. It's then revealed that this golden wolf is a tall, powerful knight known as the Hero's Shade. This ancient warrior who stands in front of the Hero of Twilight is believed to be the forgotten Hero of Time that we knew from Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Now, a lingering spirit who can't move on. But just how does this happen and work? Well, in the Hyrule Historia book, we're told that the spirit of Link's ancestor, the Hero of Time, teaches him his secrets. Ever since returning to the Child Era, the swordsman has lamented the fact that he was not remembered as a hero. This is the reason he passed down the proof of his courage and his secret techniques to the Link of this era, addressing him as son. Whilst the information of these books is often questioned, there are in-game quotes and details that seem to back this up. Some of the things the Hero's Shade says sounds like the words of a hero. A sword wields no strength unless the hand that holds it has courage. You may be destined to become the hero of legend, but your current power would disgrace the proud green of the hero's tunic you wear. You must use your courage to seek power, and find it you must. Only then will you become the hero for whom this world despairs. This isn't the talk of your average market man. There's also curious details, such as his blade scabbard appears to be of near one-for-one design to the Master Sword scabbard. Only his has faced the test of time, covered in dirt and overgrown greenery. They are also both left-handed swordsmen, as well as the fact that the Shade knows all of these skills. Fellow Zelda tuber Zeltic did a bloody brilliant video on the Hero's Shade not too long ago. I'd highly recommend watching that for an in-depth lore dive into the Hero's Shade himself. I'll link it below if you want to check it out. So, we learn from Hyrule Historia that the Hero of Time we once knew as Link, the courageous boy who took on the greatest quest anyone could face, has now ended up as a lingering spirit of the hero, as he has struggled to cope with the fact that he wasn't remembered as a hero. It's a truly heartbreaking tale when you consider everything this Link has been through and done. He's desperate to be remembered by something, to be a part of Hyrule's recorded history, and truly be a part of stopping the evil plaguing Hyrule. Which in Twilight Princess just so happens to be the very same Ganondorf that he helped seal at the end of Ocarina of Time. Throughout the events of Twilight Princess, the Hero of Twilight, a direct descendant of the Hero's Shade, encounters the Golden Wolf multiple times throughout his adventure, learning ancient skills from the lingering spirit of time, as well as songs in the form of wolf howls, including many directly from Ocarina of Time. As if his story isn't already tragic enough, the likelihood of his cause of death puts the final nail in the coffin. We don't know for certain how the Hero of Time died, and went on to become the Hero's Shade, but we might have an idea. Fado of the Kikiri Forest in Ocarina of Time tells us, anybody who comes into the forest will be lost. Everybody will become a Stalfos. Everybody. Stalfos. At the beginning and end of Majora's Mask, the woodlands that Link was travelling through in search of Navi is none other than the Lost Woods Fado was talking about, the great protection of the Kikiri Forest, but also a terrible fate for one to fall victim to if they aren't careful. Now, the Hero's Shade isn't exactly a Stalfos entirely. Stalfos are entirely skeletal warriors, and the Shade is clearly more than just bones. Perhaps due to having the spirit of the hero within him, Link didn't succumb to the full effects, rather a sort of cross between, as the Hero's Shade design is very reminiscent of a Stalfos, including his battle stance. If this is the fate the Hero of Time met, it truly makes this one of the saddest lifetimes for one of the greatest saviors Hyrule has ever seen. Link started his life as a young boy in the protection and comfort of the Kikiri forest, to one day be called upon a grand adventure, which would end up with him saving the kingdom from a certain age of a dark rule. He brought this kingdom back from Ganondorf's ashes after the King of Evil got a 7-year head start on him. After such great triumph, he is sent back in time to a point where nobody would know the work he did. Nobody knew that without him, they might not be here today. He ventured deep in the woods in search of his companion, who parted ways after being sent back in time, resulting in an acid trip of an adventure to say the least, to then, eventually, meeting his demise. Unknown, unfulfilled, and unable to rest in peace. Though his wisdom and knowledge that is passed on to the Hero of Twilight would not be forgotten, the hidden skills are crucial in putting an end to Ganondorf's reign. In fact, Link finishes the King of Evil off with a move he learned from the Hero's Shade, the Ending Blow. A part of the unfulfilled Hero of Time spirit was made whole in this moment, especially given the fact that this Ganondorf is the very same one from Ocarina of Time. Whilst not healing his soul entirely, I'm sure this moment would have brought the Hero's Shade, the Hero of Time, the forgotten hero, great pride and joy. Thank you very much for watching, folks. What did you think of this story and lore? If you enjoyed, then be sure to subscribe for lots more fabulous Zelda content from myself. And if you'd like to see more lore videos like this, then be sure to let me know down in the comments. Feel free to suggest any ideas you'd like to see me cover as well. As always, a very special thank you goes to my channel supporters across both YouTube memberships and Patreon. Your support is a massive part of making videos just like this one all the more possible. If you'd like to support beyond just watching here on YouTube, which is already incredibly appreciated by the way, you'll gain all of the perks on screen right now. If you're interested, be sure to check out the supporting links down in the description. You'll also find all my socials down there if you'd like to keep up to date with me, as well as my Discord server, which you are more than welcome to join. We have a variety of chats in there, and you can talk to myself and many other wonderful Zelda fans. And shout out to the mod team. The Discord server does not run smoothly without you guys. Thanks again for watching, folks. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or night. And until the next time, I've been Hyrule Gamer.